Hi everyone. Hi Derpy. found the spooky emote right away. Hi Sword. Did you get enough sleep? I saw you were up for like 29 hours, you said. That's ridiculous. Hi Nate. How are y'all doing today? Right, Derpy? Rain was kind enough to just like surprise me with that. I had I had no idea they were even working on something, and they're just like, "Hey, I made you a spooky emo." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is so good." I might need to commission them in the future. We do have a lot of slots open for emotes, so I need to figure out some stuff to do with them. I think we have like 6 animated slots for tier 1 and I want to say like 3 standard slots maybe. Oh, Sword, you didn't get a good sleep. Your mom woke you up with yelling. I'm sorry. Hopefully, you know what? You gotta go to bed at a decent time tonight so that you're asleep when other people are asleep, you dork. But I hope you can get some good sleep later. Let's go ahead and bring you guys in. No sense in keeping you out there. Although I do love to show off J Pro's art. Maybe we should move. Maybe we should do. Oh, I don't have the other stuff for this one though. Let's see. What am I missing? Looks like just hype train. Okay. Yeah, we can go with this one for now. We're trying out a different viewpoint today. I'm not in the chair today. The chair's over there. I'm on the couch where you guys usually sit. Hi Fog, how are you doing? Haven't seen you for a bit. Hi Rain. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Derpy. How are you doing today, Rain and Fog? Oh my god, that kind of worked out, didn't it? You two showing up together. Maybe a big the cat troll face might actually be kind of fun. I'll have to see who's up to do that one. I don't know if it's in I don't know if it's in Ville's wheelhouse, but I can check out who might be up for that task. You need to wake up at 4 a.m. daily, Sword. I have to wake up at 3 a.m. for work. Solely to pair with the Astralry. I'm doing pretty good, Fog. Uh, I've been I've been a little lazy for the past couple hours, I suppose. Um, my girlfriend and I were playing some split fiction, and then we took a break and just kind of laid together on call and Discord, and it was really nice. But I'm still a little, sluggish from that. But yeah, Rain, the emote is amazing. Thank you so much. It's really cute. Big is not king. Hi, Skyline. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. You're just in time for some spooky stories. Well, at least one of them will probably be spooky. We have a new story from Rain today, and the other two I have set up for us are actually no sleep stories. But from what I hear, they are not scary. um, They were recommended to me by Slow, and she said that they're kind of quirky. Like, one of them is about, well, I shouldn't spoil. You guys will just have to be surprised. But they are not, they are kind of unorthodox stories, so I hope you like them. Hi, Alba. How are you doing today? Hugs for everyone who hasn't gotten one yet. Maybe an Astral bonk emote with Big the cat with the bump on his noggin. I do need a bonk emote, so that wouldn't be a bad idea. Skyline, how are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to get back into the creepypastas. We haven't done Fireside Creepypasta for a couple weeks because we were playing a spooky visual novel on our Sundays. Oh my gosh, okay. That reminds me. So I kinda went looking, and the developer who did Mothman 1966, they do have other games, and I think one of our characters has a cameo in one of the other ones. So I'm definitely gonna have to grab those other ones, and we will have to read them for future Spooky Scary Story Sundays. But yeah, they have like, 3 or 4 other games, all in the same style. They call them Pixel Pulp games. Yeah, one of them was about a vampire, one of them's about a religious cult, and I don't remember what the other one was. Rain, glad you like it. Just popped into your head, so you had to do. Oh, well, thank you. I really appreciate you just surprising me with it. It made my day, honestly. The animatronics do tend to get a little quirky at night, Sword. Hi, Fan. It's good to see you. How are you doing? You're doing good, Alba? Me? I'm doing very good. Lee? No, it was not Lee. It was the character. His name was Lou, right? The nerd guy with the glasses who we were somewhat convinced might have been a sociopath, or at the very least autistic or something. Chun-Li. No, Chun-Li is not in our Pixel Pulp games, you dork. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lou shows up in at least one of the other games. So it looks like it's a shared universe. So I'm really excited to do some of those others. We won't get to them for a while though, because I have not yet bought them, for one thing. But also I do have something planned for the next couple weeks for Spooky Scary Story Sundays. I'm not sure if I'm gonna start our next visual novel next week, or if I'll do another week of creepypastas. I think I might do creepypastas again next week and then go to our next visual novel, but I do have our next visual novel in mind. I love the cozy emote, Fan. I hope you all like it too. Rain, OMG, you're hyped. You hope they're all Yeah, I'm guessing they're all gonna be the same level of weirdness. So I'm really looking forward to them too. Louis was actually going to be your middle name before it was changed last second to Brad. Interesting. King Louis. King Louis's got the best song in that whole movie. Yes, you are Fan as well, dork. Alright, well, shall we start our first story? our first one is going to be our Rainmaker story for the evening. And this one is called, oh dear, I'm pressing the wrong buttons. This one is called, Have You Ever Heard of the Candle Caine Game? Which I haven't read it yet, obviously, but my understanding is it's a classic kind of ritual creepypasta. So let's go ahead and start. You all get yourselves... Oh no, I moved the camera. Goodness. And of course it was anchored, so... Okay, let's get that fixed. There we go. That's better. Yeah, it's just a very short little kind of teaser for the next big story. Oh, so it's a teaser, so this is related to the... I didn't realize this one was actually related to the story you're writing currently. That's really cool. I'm even more excited now. So this is going to give us a little sneak peek about Rain's next long form story. Always wanted to do one of those sleepover ritual games. I was always too afraid to do them. Like, I was... Okay, this is kind of embarrassing, but I was a huge scaredy cat when I was younger. I think I've mentioned it before, so some of you probably already knew that, but I would be afraid, like, if I was in the bathroom for like a little bit with the lights off, I was afraid of like accidentally thinking Bloody Mary and having her appear. So like I was way too afraid to do any sort of like spooky ritual thing. Oh my gosh, Nate, no, I didn't mean it like that. But Rain Comic Unit, ooh, the RCU, I like it. Hi Mugger, just wanted to pop in because you... Oh yeah, I saw Sniper was streaming. I haven't popped in to see him. He said hi as well. Aw. Well, if you're going back there, tell him hi back. I hope y'all are having a good time over with Sniper. Oh, the Nyas? Yeah, the Nyas are not, oh my gosh, I keep moving things. The Nyas are exempt today because of narration. They will be picked up again tomorrow when, I should mention it now, we are gonna do a collab horror world stream, a VR chat horror world stream with Dares. So I'm really looking forward to that. I haven't gotten to meet her in VR, so it'll be our first time meeting up. Yeah, you got it, Nate. Sundays are safe from the Nyas. Yes, I want to preserve the integrity of the narrations, even though it would be really funny to see, to hear some of the characters talking with Nyas. You're gonna go back and chill for a bit, but message will be said, but I'm like, okay, you have fun, Mugger. Thanks for popping in. Alright, let's start our story. Have you ever heard of the Candle Caine Game? My friend introduced me to it today at school. He knew I always loved playing those sleepover games. I always had a thing for urban legends. Bloody Mary, Midnight Game, Charlie Charlie, Queen of Spades, all of it. Most guys my age had grown out of these things, but not me. I still love it all. So when he told me about a new one, I got excited. We made plans to play it later tonight. Apparently it only works between the hours of 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. But if there's one thing I am, it's impatient. I wanted to know more. I wanted to see other people play it, so I looked it up. But I couldn't find anything. Not a single reference online. Oh no, my screen's trying to escape. It really bummed me out because I figured that meant he just made the whole thing up, you know? But the thing is, if you knew my friend, you would know that he doesn't have that kind of imagination. He's not a big horror guy. He just doesn't think that way. So I'm pretty confused and starting to get freaked out about it all. That's why I'm making this post now. I need to know if anyone else has heard of this game. Have you played it? Did it work? Please let me know. For those curious, I've included all the rules and steps as my friend had explained them. I had him text it to me, so this should be accurate. But if you know an alternate version, contact me. You need to be alone, in a room with no light, with a single wick candle and a mirror, or another reflective surface. Sit or stand in front of the mirror and place the candle on a table or desk in front of you. Then light the candle. You must be able to clearly see your face in the reflection. Close your right eye. Slowly draw a circle with your finger around the reflection of your left eye. Then open your right eye again. Hover your hand over the candle's flame just low enough to feel the heat. Take 3 deep breaths and then recite the following rhyme. Candle Caine walks in the candlelight. Can't wear skin, it is far too tight. He makes no sound, he makes no tracks. Candle Caine lives in the candle wax. A toast to you this wondrous night. I hope to sate your appetite. One eye missing, one will remain. I now belong to Candle Caine. You then bring your hand back and count out loud to 13. You must maintain eye contact with your reflection as you do. If your candle begins to flicker as you count, then Candle Caine is with you. After counting to 13, blow out the candle. Take 3 more deep breaths, then light the candle again. Supposedly, if you've done it right, the eye you drew a circle around will now be missing from your reflection, and a ghostly hand will appear in the glow of the candle and put out the flame. That's the ritual as I know it. What happens after? My friend didn't say. I've played all of these games for years, but for whatever reason, this one unnerves me. Where did it come from? Who is Candle Caine? I hope somebody can help me shed a light on this. I'm starting to get cold feet about tonight. The end. I am definitely intrigued about your next story now, Rain. I can't wait for some more of this. Hi, Do. How are you doing? No pun intended, but I'm not sorry. Retro ritual? Yes, we love a good ritual creepypasta. And this one is actually special because it's a teaser for a longer story that's being written by Rainmaker Windwaker, who we love in this channel very much. Everything they've written has been very enjoyable for us. So I cannot wait for their next story to be released. Also, hugs for everyone who hasn't gotten one yet, who's just joined in. Hi, Cabby. Hi, Wolfie. How are you both doing? Cabby, I see you are enjoying the Popcat emote. I do love that one. It's very cute. Oh, chat hug. I will get to that right away, Derpy. Let me just grab a drink real quick. I might have to look for some more stories to read tonight, because if the next two go as fast as this one did, I might run out of story really quick. I didn't plan for more than the 3. But I want to hear what you all thought of that. Are you looking forward to the longer story? Are you not a ritual creepypasta person? Because I know some people don't care for them too much. Chat hug for everyone. I love giving you guys hugs. For me, the ritual creepypastas will always have a kind of soft spot, because like I said, I was always very afraid of doing them when I was younger, and so stories like that, they always got my imagination going. And even if I'm like, nah, there's no way that's real, there would still be that little part, you know, that's like, but what if? Oh, Derpy, your dad's teaching you how to bookbind? That's really cool. Got you covered. Fiction.chainsawsuit.com contains all the early creepypastas of Chris Straub, the writer of Candle Cove. Yeah, I don't know if that's the one I saw. Is that his site? Because if it's his site, I think I've maybe been there before. If just one person tries the ritual, you'll be happy. Oh, that would be pretty cool, Rain. If you one day saw a video of someone performing the ritual. Alright, well, let's move on to our next story. So we're moving from our creepypasta wiki site that we usually use. Oh no, Nate, don't go dying on us, Kay. Ritual creepypastas always feel like comfy fairy tales. That's a really good way to put it, Do. I like that description a lot. They kind of are like fairy tales, and in a lot of ways it has some parallels to, you know, all the Spirited Away type of themes from fairy tales, traditional fairy tales anyway. Oh yeah, that is true, Nate, you don't die. Okay, so all fae trickery, absolutely do. So this No Sleep story is actually from 12 years ago, so it is on the older side for sure. Let me get another drink before we actually start it. Ooh, that's an interesting title. Might have to read that one next. Hi Dares, how are you doing? I hope you got enough sleep today. Hi, Cresto. It's good to see both of you. Have y'all been having wonderful, wonderful days? Thank you for the shout out, for giving the shout out, whichever one of you did that. Then Cresto will get you once the cooldown is through. That is his site do. Highly recommend Lemon Blossom Girl and Curious Little Thing. Sounds good. If you happen to be in our Discord server, would you post that in like the display case or suggestions? Otherwise, no worries. If you're not, could one of the mods DM me those 2 titles? Hi Donzi, how are you doing today? Oh yeah, the library section works too. There's a lot of different places you could post it. Thank you, Nate. Dares, you got a solid 4 hours, but as soon as you woke up, you danced for like 6 hours, so now it's nap time again. Yeah, that sounds about right. I got out to a VR club yesterday, and it was a lot of fun because I hadn't gone for a while. It was nice to just, dance for a couple hours and enjoy some good music. I went to support the DJ who was performing because I had met him a couple days before, and I wanted to see what his performance was like. He did not disappoint. Cresto, you've been good. Hope you're having a good day too. I am having a good day. Played some split fiction with my girlfriend, and then we kind of just laid around for a while. It was really nice. And now we're back to creepypastas. We haven't done it for a couple weeks, so I'm excited to be doing this again. Donzi kind of died and melted into a puddle because you got a $50 commission to... Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Congratulations, Donzi. I hope it's something that you're excited to draw, too. Alright, let's go ahead and start our story. And these ones are shorter ones, so I might end up going through this story and then popping back into check chat after, unless we hit like a good stopping point. So this one is titled, Does Anyone Know a Good Plumber? I did one of those stupid rituals and now my shower is leaking. And there's a faceless guy in my kitchen. That whole thing is the title. And this is written by Narrative of the Life. Donzi, you are, just think it's crazy someone wants to spend $50 on your art though. Well, I'm sure it'll turn out wonderfully. For those of you who don't know, Donzi actually did the Twitch panels that are in my About section, and I'm very happy with them. The title really lays it out. It does. It sets the vibe for what we're getting. A proper anime title. It really is. I want to see this as an anime now. Does anyone know a good plumber? I fucked up one of those stupid ritual things that everyone is doing, and now my shower is leaking. And also there's some faceless guy in my kitchen. My landlord comes tomorrow and he's going to kill me. Especially because I also have a cat and I'm not even supposed to have pets. It all started when I was drunk messaging a girl on Tinder, and she said that the only way we could meet up was if I did this weird ritual thing, where I summon a ghost or some shit. I think she called it mea culpa or something. Actually, her exact message was, quote, "The decaying flesh will not rest. I am the Alpha and Omega. I have seen the burning cities consume the earth." Link to ritual instructions. "Our souls meet when darkness spills. Mea culpa, mea culpa, mea culpa." She was a weird chick. At least I think she was a girl. I couldn't really see her face. Her picture was just a black background with 2 shiny dots that kind of looked like eyeballs. You could sort of see some features, but it looked like her face was gray and I couldn't really see her mouth. But she had really good skin. I wasn't about to rally for a pizza face. So anyway, I weighed the pros and cons of spooky rituals versus trampoline booty as best I could on 5 shots of Patron. It was totally worth it. I set my cell phone to 3:26 a.m., but since my phone is a 2005 Motorola Razr that was dropped in the toilet several times, it went off at 4 a.m. Fuck. I decided to go through with the ritual anyway. I was also supposed to have a friend during this thing, but my bestie recently got incarcerated for selling heroin on the corner of Patterson Park and East Avenue. Shout out to my main man, Roscoe. Anyway, I sat up and turned off my alarm, but the moment I turned it off, I drunkenly passed out again. I woke up 20 minutes later and actually got out of bed this time, stumbling around the room in the dark because apparently you're not supposed to turn on the lights because if you do, the ghost will pop out. Ooh. I was supposed to find a candle and light it, but my hangover just made me trip over one of the several candles I placed on my floor. Eventually, I gave up, flipped the lights on, grabbed a candle from my desk. Squinted out my window to see what my ghetto Baltimore neighborhood looked like at 4:20 a.m. The street was empty except for some rando wearing a black robe and a giant pointy black hat. He was staring up at me through the window. Couldn't really see his face. You know, Baltimore has gone to the fucking dogs. First gang wars, now an updated KKK. For God's sake. I lit the candle and looked at my phone. I was supposed to knock on the bedroom door 66 times. The 66th knock timed on the 4:06. But since I had fucked up everything else, I just did a shave and a haircut knock and then walked into my hallway. My bedroom door is opposite the stairs, and looking down that dark stairwell was pretty spooky. Thought I saw something move on one of the lower steps. For the next step, I was supposed to close my eyes and walk forward while chanting, "Mea culpa, mea culpa, mea culpa," which is Italian for my colpa, which is probably some kind of shitty Italian car. I tried to close my eyes and walk forward while talking about Italian cars, but my cat, Fish Sticks, ran under my feet and I ended up tripping over him and falling down the flight of stairs. At some point, the stupid candle went out as I flailed down the stairs, but I was too concussed to care. I rolled up from the ground, groaning, and decided that I would just continue to go through the motions, which meant hiding in a closet and waiting for the ghost to play hide and seek with me. I chose the kitchen pantry because I had some open potato chips in there, so I made my way back. As I stumbled, I heard several soft whispers behind me. I spun around, hoping that I was right about fish sticks knowing how to talk, but there was no one there, except for the figure standing in the corner. I stopped, blinked, and it was gone. I really need to lay off the Patron. As I honed in on the closet, the alcohol and concussion finally caught up with me and I stumbled to a stop, doubling over and vomiting watery Patron all over the kitchen floor. Fuck. My ass was landlord grass. The hellish combination of alcohol, concussion, post-vomit, and a looming eviction notice caused my emotions to go haywire, and I unleashed a violent sob, mucus and tears rivering down my face. I heard a noise outside the kitchen. My eyes fell on the kitchen window, and I spied that stupid gang member / KKK dude in my backyard, still staring at me. I must have looked like an idiot weeping in front of my kitchen pantry. Too ashamed to confront him, I just crawled into the pantry and shut the door. It was so cold in there, it damn froze my man titties off. My air conditioner was probably broken. I definitely needed to call the landlord, but that would mean sedating fish sticks and stuffing him into a suitcase under my bed. At this point, I realized that I needed to reevaluate my life. Maybe I shouldn't drink as much. Maybe I should give fish sticks to a good home. Maybe I should find a woman with intellect and poise. Maybe I should move out of my shit neighborhood where KKK people roam around at 4 a.m. After going through an entire existential crisis in my pantry, I decided to say fuck it and end the stupid ritual. That Tinder girl wasn't even that hot anyway, and besides, I still had like 70 more ritual things to complete, which included lighting 8 more candles, stabbing a Japanese doll, and spinning around in a circle while screaming, "You're it, you're it." This was all supposed to culminate in me going to my basement, sitting in front of a mirror, and looking into the mirror, but not actually looking into it, which made absolutely no fucking sense. As I got up to open the pantry door, I heard a low moan coming from behind the door. I froze and prayed to God it wasn't my landlord. I cracked open the door to see the gang member / KKK guy standing in the kitchen staring at me. I finally got a good look at him. He definitely didn't have a face. I guess getting your face taken away is part of a gang ritual now. He didn't react to my presence, he just stared. I didn't know how the hell to deal with gang members or faceless KKK members, so I just stared back. We did this for about 5 minutes before I slowly inched out of the kitchen and back upstairs. He turned to watch me as I went, but didn't move. So after that, I went up to my bathroom to take a shower, and now my shower head is leaking, which I blame on the stupid ritual. So if you guys know any good plumbers in the Baltimore area, I'd really appreciate it. The end. I really liked that one. That was so ridiculous. I can't wait to see what your guys' comments were on it. The first comment on it is, "This is like the scary movie of our no sleep post," which is completely accurate. Let me grab a drink real quick and I'll start catching up on your guys' messages. Fan, you adored that story. It's gonna hold a soft spot in my heart now as well. Oh my gosh, this one is titled I Buried My Friend Alive, Now He Is Haunting Me. I'm a little intrigued by that one. Okay, let me scroll back a bit so I can go back to where I last saw. Nate, aw simple, introduced the faceless guy to a good friend of yours named 12 Gauge. Unfortunately, he only speaks in buckshot. Fan. Typical. We don't mind eldritch horrors so long as my shower isn't borked. Oh, that's not a red flag. Not a red flag at all. They're just quirky. Reincarnated in another world with my leaky shower. You guys are such dorks. You've had worse Tinder convos, though. Oh my gosh, they are describing your emote. Oh my gosh, was I the Tinder girl? This guy is really something. Hating how much he actually speaks the same way I do when I have a hangover, Nate. At this point, if he actually summons something, I feel he'll immediately get killed for messing up this bad. Seriously. This is really fun, but also you're salty with no sleep because how is this story allowed but they remove all of yours? Yeah, see, I don't understand why any of yours would be removed. Like, they all have that sort of like I don't want to say, yeah, realistic, I suppose, vibe where it's like, yeah, this is, you know, me telling a quote-unquote true story, which is what no sleep is all about. You're like supposed to suspend your disbelief. That's true, dude. This is a very old one, so their standards likely changed. Still a very fun story, though. I agree. 28 male. Am I the a-hole for hiding the faceless amalgam from my landlord? Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That MC was certainly a character. He really was. But we might stick with no sleep stories after our next one to read. We'll get some more serious ones in here, I promise. The next one, I don't think it's quite as goofy, but my understanding is that it's still not a conventional creepypasta. I think it's, I didn't read any of it, but I saw comments saying it was wholesome, so we'll see. Goofy horror is great though, goofy horror is great, but I do like to be scared as well. Okay, let me check. Oops, pressed the wrong button. Okay, let's go ahead. One day you want to write a real goofy one? Ooh, I can't wait to see one of your goofy ones, Rain. You want a Straub post? Maybe we'll get one of them. We'll see. Maybe that's what we'll do next week. Maybe we'll do a Chris Straub narration stream. Alright. This one is called Google Photo Found My Girlfriend I Never Knew I Had. Actually, I want to move this a little bit. I can. Here. We'll just do it like that. Can't see the fire as well, but. Yeah, we'll give this a shot for now. Stretch, breathe. Hi, Pinky. Alright, so we gotta stretch, breathe, hydrate, and a posture check. Let's do the drink first, and then we'll do the stretch and then the breathe. Aw, thank you for the follow, Do. I'll give you a hug in just a second. All the goodies. Really though, we're getting a whole care package. Hi, Cobeans. Movie Snow White is doing bad. I don't think anyone is surprised by that though, Pinky. There's been a lot of drama with that, like, from the beginning. Thank you so much for the follow, Do. I'm glad you're enjoying this stream. Alright, let's push you guys back a little bit and we'll do some stretches. If y'all have not gotten up for a little while, make sure you do some stretching too, because we don't want you guys getting blood clots. We don't want you having atrophied muscles. We want you to keep moving. I definitely need to do more of it than I usually do myself. Alright, there's our stretch. Then posture check. Back straight, shoulders back, boobs out. Y'all get those backs positioned properly. Be confident in yourself. And then let's take a few deep breaths, because sometimes I forget to breathe. Much better. Intrigued immediately, Rain? It does sound intriguing, doesn't it? Good, based, excellent. Down with the mouse. Gonna let your legs fall. Oh, no, don't let your legs fall off, Pinky. You need them. You're shrimping right now. You're so weird, Derpy. Alright. So let's start our story. Google photo found my girlfriend I never knew I had by Neverlam. And this was actually posted 7 years ago, so it's not as old, but it's still old. Oh no, it's spreading to you too, Mugger. No gabagoops. Not many things in this world are free and unlimited. There's sunshine, and there's Google Photo. I've been traveling around the world for the last 10 years and taken hundreds of thousands of pictures. The free and unlimited storage of Google Photo have been my most trustful companion. There's a tab called People and Pets. It recognizes your family, or your friends, families, and even pets from your pictures. I don't think much of that feature. I always traveled by myself, always among strangers, and I have no pets. Whenever I opened that tab, I saw faces of strangers I've met once and never again. Some time ago, I noticed a face that showed up repeatedly in a few dozen of my photos. It was the face of a girl with a sunny smile. I don't remember ever meeting her before. I labeled her Sunny because of her smile. In the following days, Google Photo found more pictures of her. In the St. Mark's Square of Venice, her face appeared on a random tourist in the background. In the Zoo of Marrakesh, her face was on a half-veiled woman behind a half-closed door. In the ruins of Machu Picchu, her face appeared as a shadow of leaves cast on a stone wall. On the remote Easter Island, her face was peeking behind from a giant moai. She appeared on photos from every country I ever visited. Most of the time she wore her sunny smile, but sometimes she was sad, few times angry. Like in a morning I was pissed off by a crooked taxi driver. I saw her face from photos as far back as my first trip to London 10 years ago. I thought it was only a peculiar bug with Google Photo. Perhaps the Google AI was suffering from pareidolia like a human, seeing faces that never existed. Then the Google Assist started to automatically create an album for me. One was titled Wandering the Street of Tokyo with Sunny. Another was Adventuring the Amazon with Sunny. There was even one that said 10-year anniversary with Sunny. It was like Google Photo thought Sunny was my girlfriend. Oh my gosh. Sorry, the screen's running away from me again. There we go. Recently, I started to use the phone app Google Photo Scan to digitize my childhood photo. I came up on a batch of faded photos my parents took when I stayed in the children's hospital. I was 8 at the time and I had a lung infection and was hospitalized for 2 months. There was a girl who always wandered to my bed. Her face was pale, but she was friendly and we became friends. She always carried a small earth globe with her, and once she asked me about places I liked to travel. Everywhere, I told her. Everywhere is not a place, she replied. I picked a few countries I've read in books, and she told me about the countries she liked to visit. Together we came up with a list of places we will visit before we die. One of us will die in this hospital, she told me one day, but the other will live and visit all the places in our list. We made a pinky swear to seal the deal. At the time, I thought I was the one who was going to die. I felt sick and could hardly leave my bed. She looked pale, but she wandered around freely. But no. She had leukemia. She never told me her name, but her grandma used to call her Sunshine because of her sunny smile. I forgot when she died. After people died, their memory slowly faded like an old photo. I found the list again in a box of my childhood toys. Every country I've traveled in the last 10 years was on the list. The last country on the list was Nepal. While trekking there in the Himalayas, I met a girl. We became friends and later started dating. Ever since then, Sunny's photo had started to disappear. Perhaps a Google engineer had found the bug and fixed it. Perhaps Sunny is angry with me and wants to murder me. But more likely, I think she's happy for me, that I'm no longer alone. Not many things in this world are free and unlimited. There's Google Photo, and there's Sunshine and her sunny smile. The end. I loved that one. It was so cute. This is unexpectedly very sweet. I really like it, Rain. Yeah, me too. That was so sweet. I love that one. Reminded me a bit of Your Lie in April. I still haven't seen it. I've heard a bunch of good things about it. But I don't really know anything about it. I'll probably have to watch it one of these days. No sleep slash positive. Yeah, I kind of like these quirky no sleep posts. Oh, Pinky Gabagoop is just a silly thing that Sniper started saying, and it started spreading to the other chat members. It's just a silly catchphrase. I still don't know why it started. Oh, Derpy, it's when you're sitting really slouched in the pose of a shrimp. Oh my gosh. Okay, that makes sense. Mugger, just like your chloroform. Think I started that. At least I do. I don't remember who made the original chloroform comment. I remember it was, when I was doing the shushing and and one of you just called it chloroform ASMR and it stuck. You guys are a bunch of dorks. Alright, so here's the plan. We're gonna take a quick 3-minute bathroom break. I'll run a few ads. A lot of you are subs, so I guess you won't really see it. I'll leave you with the music on the Astral train. And for those of you who want to just dip out for the ads, don't worry, that's totally okay. We'll be back in 3 minutes and we won't start the stories again until the ads are over. Okay, first though, I'll do the hydrate and the breathe, especially with the hand over the camera. Yeah, so the full trigger was I do shh. And so someone started calling it chloroform ASMR, which for better and or worse fits. Alright, let me get a drink real quick. We'll do our breathe. Hi, Tequila. How are you doing today? You're just in time for us to take a quick break, and then we'll come back for some more stories. That's literally chloroform ASMR. Brilliant. Oh, jeez. Oh yeah, Tequila. I checked out Trico the other day and gave her a follow. I really love her sets. They're a lot of fun. It was you or Derpy, one of you pointed it out. That sounds right. Alright, let's do a couple of quick breaths. Breathe in and out slowly. Fill your stomach, then your lungs, and then deflate. And one more. Alright, much better. I'm really liking this breathe redeem. It really helps me out. Alright, let's go to ads. I'll put you on the Astral train and we will be right back. Alright, looks like there's about 20 seconds left on the ads. Let me take this time to adjust these screens a little bit for myself. What are you guys thinking of the camera placement today? I honestly don't think I like it as much as our usual positioning, but that might also be because I'm very much a creature of habit, you know? Alright, let me bring y'all in. I think the ads are wrapped up now. There we go. I hope y'all had a wonderful, wonderful break. It was certainly very much needed from me. Let me catch up with you guys. Mugger thought it went like you said we were in the basement and you said chloroform and drinking it was the best, then chloroform pause. So the trigger actually originated because someone on the YouTube channel, on one of my ASMR videos, they asked for that as a trigger. They wanted shushing while covering their mouths, and I'm like, well, okay, I'll give it a shot. and so it went over well, and I've been doing it ever since. The type of deep breath is how you force yourself to puke when sick. Oh, really? Yeah, that's the sort of deep breathing I use to calm myself, especially during like when I'm feeling anxious, you know? Tequila, thank you. Trico is lovely. Yeah, I really get that vibe from her. She does really well, though. Her streams always have a lot of people. At least the ones I've seen. I love her outfit, too. It's so cute. I would love to have that IRL, honestly. Mugger, you love the new emote? I do, too. It's so good. Rainmaker actually made it. The full palm out hand inversion really sells the forced sedation vibes. Oh my gosh. It's all very it's voluntary forced sedation. Sorry, I'm just catching up with you guys' messages. Yeah, Derpy's kept in the basement. Mugger, you're such a dork. It's a good way to reclaim your tax money too. Oh my gosh. Y'all are a bunch of rascals. Thank you, Do. Welcome back to you all as well. Pretty sure you've seen that shushing in movies when someone gets stealthily stabbed. Oh no. Okay, so maybe it's assassin ASMR. Shh. Requiescat in pace. Hi, X. It's good to see you. How are you doing today? Oh, thank you. Thank you for the delayed Cresto shout out. I'm so bad. I'm awful with the shout outs. If you guys didn't do them, like, there would be like 2 shout outs a month, I swear. At least we get a blanket after she puts us under. Sword, your mother woke you up with yelling, tells you the water is shut down and you have to stay with your grandmother for a few hours, maybe even days. Oh, well, I hope it gets taken care of real quick, Sword. Oh no, your finger's busted open due to you punching your door to get your anger out and something for the arguments. Punch something that's not gonna hurt you back. Punch a pillow. Put your hand over their mouth so no one can hear. Aw, Cresto, you're still here. I hope you've been enjoying the stories. Yeah, Dew's got the right idea. Hit pillows. Your pillow, your bed, roll up a blanket and punch. Yeah. You need something that can break without it causing bigger issues. I mean, you don't want a door to be broken, though. Maybe you could buy... I'm trying to think. I'll have to think about it. Flower pots? Ooh. Yeah, stuff that's fun to smash. You could have like a smashing spot on outside, like on your patio or something. Yes, this is true, Dew. If you break Sword, that does cause issues. Oh, so is it, well, maybe like, maybe hit it with something instead of punching it. That way you don't hurt yourself. Ooh, clay pigeons. That's not a bad idea, Mugger. That's actually a really good idea. Good thinking, Mugger. Well, I think even if you don't have a Tractor Supply, I think you could find clay pigeons in some other places, like sporting goods stores. Already halfway through the doorway. Oh. Well, Sword, you be careful. Alright, let's hop into another story. And I don't have a specific one planned, so we're gonna look at the recommended stories on the side of No Sleep here. And ooh, this one sounds intriguing. What do you guys think of I think I'm being haunted by myself? That could be something intriguing. You guys want to read that one? 99% of gamblers give up before they hit big. Oh my gosh, Nate. Sounds interesting, Rain. Well, one other vote of confidence is enough for me. I think we still have the gambling enabled, Mugger, so you should be able to. Oh my gosh, Gam. Alright, go big or go home, I guess, Sword. Alright. Let's do I think I'm being haunted by myself. It doesn't look like it's too long. Yeah, this is definitely a doable length. So let's read this because I'm intrigued by that title too. I do want to do, oh my gosh, my screens are having a heck of a time today. I do want to do some gamble streams, where like there's some card games in VR chat, and I'd like to get a couple people together so we can play BS and have you guys bet. Looking through VODs for when the chloroform first started, and it's really funny to watch Astral's hands blur all over the place in the fast forward. So, Derpy, if you look at the ASMR videos, the debut video, I think will have been, I think the first time I used it was in a YouTube exclusive video, so that should narrow it down for you. and then I debuted it on Twitch after that. Psychosis, is that the name of the post? We can maybe read that one next. Ooh, you like it too, Rain? No, bleach is worse. You can have some chloroform, mugger. What am I gonna do with you guys? A bit of a... Okay, so maybe we save Psychosis for another day that we can dedicate to it. Someone put that in the library. Oh, Sword. I'm sorry. I don't know what kind of relationship you have with him, but I hope things work out. Hopefully it's just you know, her saying something in the heat of the moment, and oh my gosh, no, do not drink Windex like Gatorade. Oh my god. Basically ignore each other, and he's always asking if you're okay. Well, it sounds like he doesn't know how to interact with you. Obviously I don't know the tone that he's asking in when he does that, but you know, him taking the time to ask if you're okay, that sounds like there is a level of caring there. But, you know, like I said, I'm not in that with you. Shorter than it looks, it'd be a good closer. Well, keep in mind, I'm usually a pretty slow reader, and I get distracted very easily. Oh my gosh, Derpy. No Tide Pods. We are not a Tide Pod stream. Oh my goodness. Put Psychos. Thank you, Derpy. Thank you, you are now officially Mugger's handler. Alright, we'll do this Derpy hydrate, and then we'll start our story. Oh my gosh, there's this other title that it's showing me. What happened in the gym at 4 a.m. will haunt me forever. That doesn't sound like necessarily a haunting. That sounds like it could be something else a little more serious. Good job, Do. Oh my gosh, Mugger. Alright. Y'all stop licking the windows now. We got a story to read. I think I'm being haunted by myself. By Why Must I Suffer? And this one's fairly recent, only a month ago. Hey guys, I don't even know how to start this. I've been lurking here for a while, but I never thought I'd have something worth posting. Now I'm not so sure. Something's happening to me, and I need someone, anyone, to tell me I'm not losing my mind. Started 3 days ago. Just a normal Friday night. I was home alone because my parents were out of town for the weekend, and my sister was staying at a friend's place. It was just me, a frozen pizza, and some crappy horror movies on Netflix. Around midnight, I started hearing noises upstairs, like footsteps. At first I thought it was just the house settling or something, but then I heard a door creak open. I froze. My heart was pounding so hard I could feel it in my ears. I grabbed the nearest thing I could use as a weapon. a broomstick, because why not? And I slowly made my way upstairs. Every light was off, but the hallway felt wrong. Like the air was heavier somehow. I checked every room, my parents' bedroom, my sister's room, even the bathroom, but nothing was out of place. When I got to my room, though, the door was wide open. I know I closed it earlier. My bed looked like someone had been sitting on it. The blanket was wrinkled in this perfect outline of a body, but no one was there. That's when I noticed something on my desk. A piece of paper folded neatly in half. It wasn't mine. I unfolded it with shaking hands and saw just 2 words scrawled in messy handwriting. Don't look. I noped out of there so fast and spent the rest of the night downstairs with every light on. Nothing else happened that night, but the next morning, things got weirder. When I woke up on the couch, my phone had 17 missed calls, all from my number. At first I thought it was some kind of glitch or prank, but when I listened to the voicemails, they were just static. Except for the last one. On that one, there was breathing. My breathing. I don't know how to explain it, but you know what you sound like when you're out of breath? It was exactly like that. Raspy and panicked, but it wasn't me who left it. It couldn't have been. The rest of the day felt off, too. People were acting strange around me, avoiding eye contact or crossing the street when they saw me coming. Even my best friend Jake barely said 2 words to me when we ran into each other at the gas station. He just stared at me like he'd seen a ghost and muttered something about being late before bolting out the door. That night, it got worse. I woke up at 3:33 a.m., of course, to the sound of someone whispering my name. It sounded like it was coming from inside my closet. Every instinct told me not to open it, but then I remembered the note. Don't look. So, naturally, like an idiot in every horror story ever, I did look. There was nothing in there except for my clothes and shoes. At first. But as I turned to close the door, something caught my eye, a shadow that didn't belong to anything in the room. It moved when I moved, but not quite right, like it was lagging behind me by half a second. And then it smiled. I slammed the closet door shut and didn't sleep for the rest of the night. The next morning, yesterday, things escalated even more. My reflection in the bathroom mirror wasn't syncing up with me anymore. It blinked when I didn't, smiled when my face stayed neutral. At one point, it mouthed something that looked like, "Help me." But its voice came from behind me instead of inside the mirror. I ran out of the house after that and drove around aimlessly for hours until Jake called me out of nowhere. He sounded frantic and kept saying we need to talk in person right away. When we met up at this diner we used to hang out in after school, he looked pale, like he hadn't slept in days. "You're not you," he said as soon as I sat down. "What are you talking about?" I asked him. You've been texting me all week, he said, but you're here. How can you be here if you've been texting me from somewhere else? I pulled out my phone to show him my messages, and that's when I saw them. Dozens of texts sent from my phone to Jake over the past 3 days that I didn't send. Most of them were just random gibberish or single words like soon or watch. But one message stood out. It had been sent only an hour before we met up. Don't trust him. Jake swore up and down he hadn't sent anything back, but when he showed me his phone, there were replies from him that he didn't remember typing. Who are you? What do you want? Leave us alone. We both agreed something was seriously messed up, or something seriously messed up was going on, and decided to crash at his place for safety in numbers. But now I'm not so sure that was a good idea. Because right now, Jake is asleep on the couch across from me, but his phone just lit up with a new text message from my number. And all it says is, look behind you. Jake isn't breathing anymore, and his eyes, they're wide open and staring at me like he saw something horrible before he died. But here's the thing. There's no one else except for us here, and his phone just buzzed again with another message from me. It says, "You're next." But I'm holding my phone right now, and it's dead. I'm not sure what to do. I'm still inside Jake's house next to his corpse. If I go out, I will face the horrors of being imprisoned with charges of murder, with whatever did this to Jake out to get me. I can't fight back something I cannot see either. Please help. The end. I liked that one. That was a good pick. Short, sweet, very it hit all the right notes for me. That was interesting, Mugger. Rainmaker, Moon Knight situation. I haven't seen Moon Knight. It looks good though. I'm intrigued by it. Let me scroll back a bit to get the older messages. Tide Pods are just perks with only negative effects like slippery controls, less damage per hit, and delayed parry. You're silly, Nate. Jeez, you guys went wild with the Tide Pods, you dorks. Oh my gosh, Mugger, stop talking about drinking things you aren't supposed to drink. Felt intense fan. It did feel intense. It was very fun to narrate, honestly. Confronting yourself. Yeah, it does leave a lot of questions, though, which, you know, in a good way. Like, I really want to know more about this situation. Solid do. Rain, you liked it. Don't know what to make of it, but you like. Yeah, and I think those are great creepypasta. Aw, Josh, thank you for the raid. How was your stream? I hope you had a good time. Letting you borrow the kittens. Take care of your cute kittens. Okay, I will take good care of your kittens. We're just reading some no sleep stories right now. So you know, keeping it pretty cozy. This last one, we just finished one, and it was very good. We liked it a lot. Oh yeah, I guess I need to get the dice set up, Mugger. Beat 2 more bosses. Oh my gosh, good job, Josh. How far into the game are you at this point? Right. In the meantime, though, let's see what story looks good. You're gonna go full D&D and make your own story with the D20, dork. Take care of them. Okay, we'll take care of them with chloroform, you dork. Go to sleep, little kittens. All you little cute kittens gotta go to sleep. Chloroform nappies. Oh, Josh, you only have 3 more bosses? That's awesome. I am not trying to get rid of them. They're just going to sleep. They're taking a nap. I'm taking care of them like Derpy wanted. Someone is writing some lore. Ooh, I can't wait to see what your lore is, Josh. Did you give them any guidelines, or are you letting them just go crazy with it? Don't breathe in. Oh my gosh, you don't want a nap, do? Okay, so let's see. What sounds good to you, guy? Ooh, this town is starting to scare me. Please tell me I'm crazy. I could read that one. I buried my friend alive. Now he is haunting me. Ooh, I made the mistake of wandering my house after midnight. You have insomnia, so you need the chloroform rain. I'm glad I could provide. Gabagoop, okay. You dork. Gabagoop. Gaba gaba goop. Pooga gaba goop. Gaba pooga baga goop. Gaba gaba coop. Gaba paga gaba boop. I got a boop in there. Why does this actually make you tingle? I've considered doing Gabagoop Talk as a redeem. I probably will put it in, and it'll just be Gabagoop Talk for, 3 minutes like the other talking ones. Pookabog, Gabapagaboog. Do you want to try Psychosis, or are we, we've got about half an hour before our usual stream end time. So we're gonna save Psychosis for another stream. I just want to make sure, because I do get distracted in the middle, so sometimes things take a lot longer. And I haven't gotten to look at it yet. So we're gonna stick with the other random no sleep stories for now, and we'll do Psychosis next week. All right. So did any of the ones I said sound ooh, I am a horror writer and I'm out of ideas. I'm thinking of new ways to scare people, and I found some inspiration. Oh, this one's kind of a longer one, so maybe not that. That does sound intriguing, though. Okay, I think I want to do, Ooh, I thought I was alone in the woods until I heard it speak. Let's check out This Town Is Starting to Scare Me. Okay, this one looks pretty short. I mean, it's definitely a wall of text, but it's pretty short. Alright. Gosh, I'm gonna have a heck of a time writing all these down when I do the VOD. You like a good... I like scary towns too. I don't know why. They're just... I don't know. Creepy towns are just really fun. By the way, sadly, you think the Astral Urban Dictionary definition was rejected, though I have no idea why. Alright, let me get a drink and then we'll start this story. And this one's only from 3 months ago, so another fairly recent one. Oh, you gotta head out? See y'all for Straubfest next week. Sounds good, dude. Let me give you a hug in just a second. Thanks for hanging out with us, Dew. Have a great rest of your day, night, whatever. Alright. So let's begin. This town is starting to scare me. Please tell me I'm crazy. By Flummoxed AF. I wasn't sure whether I wanted to post this on here. I have a tendency to overthink things, so there's honestly a good chance that this story is only scary in my head. I don't really have anyone else to talk to about it, though, so I figured why not. Everyone seems really helpful on here, so I thought I would just give it a shot and see what people say. I, 23F, just moved into a new town. I'm not going to tell you where, obviously, but it's a small, quiet southern town that you would miss if you blinked while driving on the highway. The only thing that even alludes to its existence is a small sign bearing the town's name. Since moving here a couple weeks ago, I've started to notice some odd things about the place, and it's started to creep me out to the point where I get scared to take the trash out. It's just been a bunch of random things so far, but I can't stop thinking about them. This town is small, painfully small. There's only a handful of buildings that make up the downtown area, and only half of those buildings have functional businesses inside of them. All of the buildings look like they're being held together by a thread. You'd think this town was abandoned if it weren't for a few cars sprinkled throughout. At the end of the main street where I live is the town hall, and it's a massive building. Towers over the surrounding buildings and has a clock that shines intensely at night. I can see it from my living room window. I never see anyone in those buildings. Honestly, I barely see anyone on this street at all. The only people I see are my neighbors whenever we leave our apartments for work or to take out the trash at the same time or something. I don't see people walking up or down the street. I see no shoppers, no tourists, no bored small-town teens looking for entertainment, or even homeless people. I hear them, though. Every day I hear people laughing, yelling, and talking out there. Sometimes I try to rush outside to catch them, but I always miss them. So far, The only two people I've spoken to that actually live here are the property manager of my building and my landlord. I've only ever spoken to my landlord through email or text, so the only person I've spoken to in person is the property manager. She's this little old lady who likes to talk a lot. The first day we met, she went on and on about her life here, her relatives from here, both living and dead, her recently deceased dog, her medical issues, etc. I wasn't too bothered by this because I work a lot with old people at my job. I know they love to talk, so I just let her ramble on while I explored the apartment, occasionally disrupting her stories with some simple questions. We had just wrapped up examining the living room, as well as a riveting tale about a recent scare at a urologist, when something changed. "So you're a long way from home, ain't ya?" Her voice sent a slow chill up my spine, trailing up my neck and onto the back of my skull. My scalp tightened as the chill morphed into an icy grip on my hair. My head slowly turned to face her, and I could see that her body had changed. Before, this woman was shriveled and curled and airheaded. Now her body seemed more alert, more awake. She was standing straight up, and for the first time she was making true, unbroken eye contact with me. She was fixed on me so intensely that I could almost feel which one of my eyes she was looking at. The chill she gave me spread, causing my knees to lock. I couldn't tear myself from her gaze. She was looking at me too hard, like she was trying to find something in me. As I struggled to force out a response, it felt like the question was worming its way around my head, like it was trying to consume the answer before I got to it. Every limb, every organ, every pore on this woman was somehow fixed on me, waiting for my response. I started to choke out that I was only moving here to get closer to my new job, and that I wasn't planning on staying. "Ah, that's too bad. Lord knows we could always use more people around." She was quick, almost devouring my words and spitting out its remains as an answer. Just as quickly as she had ended her response, she had thrown another question at me, this one just as invasive as the last. She would continue to interrogate me like this until I finished looking around the apartment. Couldn't even focus on the place with her questions continuing to jab and prod at me. It was only until I managed to get us both out of the apartment and back into the street that she stopped, returning to the airheaded old woman that I had first been accustomed to. She cooed that she hoped to hear more from me soon and made her way back to her car, humming along to the music. I was only able to shake off the fear and relax my joints once I had shoved myself into my car. The droning music that was blasting outside finally convinced me to drive away. That's the last thing about this place. The speakers. Excuse me. The main street is lined with lights, and each one has an ancient-looking speaker attached to it. They're all tuned into this local Christian radio station that plays all day and all night. They don't all play at once, and the speaker is actually playing the music. The speaker that is actually playing the music changes throughout the day. They all play loud, though. My apartment is in the back of the building, but sometimes, if I focus hard enough, I can hear the muffled voice of the station's host. I'm aware that none of this is connected and all of this probably just is some small town bullshit, but seeing someone, even if it's just a stranger on the internet, confirm or deny it helps a ton. I'm starting to lose sleep over all of this. It feels like they're getting louder each day, but I can't catch them. If I manage to drown them out, the radio blasts from the speaker closest to me, and when the music finally moves on, I feel like I can finally close my eyes. I see her, the look on her face. If I think about it for too long, I start to feel something wriggling inside me again. I don't know what she wants, and I don't know if I can even give it to her. I'm worried she'll come back looking for it again. I barely leave the apartment now. I'm so tired. I want this to stop. I just need someone to tell me I'm being crazy. If you read through all of this, I appreciate it. Edit. A lot of you don't seem to understand why I chose to move here in the first place. When I first came here, it was the middle of the day, in the middle of the week. I genuinely just thought people were at work, you know? Living their lives. I didn't stick around because the music was getting on my nerves. And I lived more than an hour away from the apartment. I was on a time limit to move, so I threw myself and my belongings in here as fast as I could. I only noticed the weird stuff after. At the end of the day, the place was the closest to my new job, and it was the cheapest one available. As for leaving, I can't. Believe it or not, people are poor. Sometimes we have to settle on places to live because of convenience. I've already put too much money into this place, and breaking my lease is just way more cash and trouble than I can afford right now. And no, I can't just go somewhere else. I just have to stick it out at this point. I'm already taking as many shifts that they'll give me, so I just have to hold out and hope I can afford someplace better. For now, all I can do is invest in a decent white noise machine or something. I appreciate the help, y'all. The end. I like the premise. I don't know on this one. I would have liked to see it go in some other directions. Or maybe not some other directions, maybe just a little more detail, have more, a couple more specific experiences, you know? Rain, this person writes very well, you'd want to read more. Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see some other stuff that this person has written. Let me get the name for you, Rain. It dragged a bit for you, fan. I could totally see that. Absolutely has a potential. Yeah, that's the main thing it's got going for it. It definitely has potential. Rain, solid setup, but love if it went further. Yeah. Picturing the town from Children of the Corn. Oh my gosh, I need to watch Children of the Corn again. It's been a while. I wanna watch it with my girlfriend. I'm positive she hasn't seen it. Mugger, you're gonna make your new user Gabashork. Such a dork. Gabashork the Uber dork. That's you. Alright, what? Probably about 13 minutes unless we decide to go long this stream. So we can definitely get another story, maybe two if we're really vibing with it. Let's see, what looks interesting? Oh wow, a lot of series are showing up now. Here's another small town one. I recently moved to a small town. I made an awful, awful mistake. It's maybe a little longer than we want to tackle, right? Let's compare the small towns. This one definitely seems to be more of a narrative. There's more dialogue and stuff. You know what? Let's go for it. We might go a little longer with this stream, but that's okay. All right. So, this one is called I Recently Moved to a Small Town. I Made an Awful, Awful Mistake. Bilateral Jigsaw. Oh, I didn't get you the name of the last person. Rain. Give me a sec. Flummoxed _AF. That's the name of the person from for the last story. Hi, Panax. It's good to see you. I hope you're having a great day. Alright, let's see which of these small towns is creepier. I'm not 100% sure why I'm making this post. I mean, do I just want someone to tell me I wasn't in the wrong, or is this out of some sort of moral imperative? Like, given what happened, at the very least I can do is record what happened and send it out. Who am I kidding? It's the former, through and through. That's right. Tell me I was right to do what I did. Otherwise, the guilt might kill me. For the past few months, I've been living in this small town. I don't want to say the name because this is the internet. I don't want to dox myself or anything. Plus, I'd like this to fly as under the radar of the town's other residents as possible. I don't think they're very online, but better safe than sorry, am I right? Anyways, I've sort of settled in here. For context, I'm ostensibly here because it's cheap as hell, so I can save up money this year without spending money, which would sort of defeat the purpose. I mean, get a high-paying job somewhere with high-paying jobs, and then you've got to pay for a high-earner's lifestyle. I'm against that, so getting to live dirt cheap is the ostensible reason. But there's another reason I chose to live in this place. And it's not just the fresh air or whatever. Don't get me wrong. This is a nice, picturesque little place. It's a change of pace for me, who's lived in a city all my life. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did, but I really do love it here. It feels like home, even though I've only been here for a few months. I'll be sad when the year off is over and I'll have to leave. The real reason, though? Research. I don't remember how I stumbled upon this place, but I remember what drew me to it. A strange, ominous ritual, and a belief accompanying this ritual. Every 6 months, without fail, one man and one woman will vanish. Their bodies will never turn up. Some sort of like some silly story out of a schlocky mystery novel, right? That was what I thought. But then I looked more into the town, saw that this for sure wasn't some sort of tourist attraction, saw that this was a genuine sort of pagan belief. I realized this was the place I needed to go. I had already been looking for a place to stay for the gap year, and this was perfect. Checked all my boxes. I was antsy, and everywhere else was I was considering had two obvious downsides, so I packed up and came out here. I'm a bit ashamed to say my research was lackluster. I guess nobody really wanted to talk about it. Sucks for me, but I've still got the actual day of the ritual to look forward to. And hopefully, weird to say hopefully, a dual vanishing to stand witness to. But that's kind of beside the point. And the way things are going, I don't really want to think anymore about that weird belief. I only mentioned it to provide context, why I'm here, something is to the deal with this place. Point is, I rented an apartment, bedroom, bathroom, and one of those tiny little kitchens separated from the living room with a counter. Even got the fold-out couch just in case someone stays over. It's nice, cozy. I'm not a very sociable person, but I tried to become friends with the neighbors. I live on the 3rd floor of this 4-story building. There are 2 apartments on each floor. The basement has the storage units. The 1st floor is where the landlady and her family live. The 2nd floor has a 3-person family and a crabby older guy. Family is nice enough, I guess. They say hi to me when we see each other. Guy didn't answer the door when I first tried to introduce myself. He glares at me when we see each other. The 4th floor has a nice woman, a few years older than me probably. 2nd apartment, not sure who lives here. If the landlady hadn't told me otherwise, I would assume it was unused. Never seen anyone enter or exit. And my floor, the 3rd floor, had me and this guy, Noah. About my age, I think. Nice, considerate guy. Not a malicious bone in his body. I got along well with him. He's a bit of a kook, to be totally honest. He's obsessed with the eccentric and the paranormal. Believes in ghosts. I have no idea what his real job is. I think he might be some sort of trust fund baby, living off his parents' money. And somehow, I guess I let my guard down. Hard not to for a guy like that. And he found out the real reason for my choosing this place. "Why didn't you tell me earlier?" he complained, face all lit up. "I didn't realize you were also into that kind of stuff." I didn't have the heart to say I didn't tell you because I'm not as into it as you. I don't want to go on treks through the woods looking for werewolf prints or whatever. It's academic for me. Not when he was so excited. "I guess I didn't think it was very important," I said. Honestly, though, I think he already had some sort of idea that I was into that kind of thing. He was always telling me about his new find and the tail end of some deeper conspiracy. And it was always with a knowing smile, like he knew I would be into it. And I was into it, hearing these stories secondhand. Even his surprise at hearing my true reason for being here felt faux. Like he was always expecting me to say it. He was just unsure of the details. And to interject briefly, I'm trying to be 100% candid in this, right? And my inner monologue tends to run a bit mean, but I swear to you, I'm not a jerk in real life, or not that much of a jerk. Noah and I were friends. I swear I wasn't making fun of him or anything, not to his face or behind his back, not even when the father from downstairs made a very leading comment, quote, "And I'm sure it's hard living near someone so strange, isn't it?" End quote. I defended Noah. Told the father that the two of us were friends and I really was glad with who I got as a neighbor. That I had won the lottery with him. Not that I say this to try and make you think I'm some saint. I wouldn't be writing this if I was. Just so that you understand, for all my skepticism and inner mockery, alright, it's mockery, I admit it, of Noah, I cared about him. He was my first friend here. The two of us just clicked, and he was a good guy. Well, right until this morning. Noah knocked on my door at like 9 a.m. I'm not a morning person and was pretty groggy when I opened up. He, for his part, was frantic. I think I figured out something, he said. He was always figuring out something. I invited him in, but he refused. I don't have time to stick around. I just need to ask a favor. It's a major one, so say no, really, if you can't do it. Slow down, I said. I gently laid a hand on his shoulder. He was practically bouncing up and down. What's happening? I found something I don't want to say. They know when they're talked about. I can't blow this chance. They, I said. Okay, you don't have to say. What's the favor? He hesitated. I just need someone, he said. If I get in too deep, an escape route, for you to be free, to get me if I need you. Like, if you call me, I said, for me to be ready to go and pick you up? You mean like that? He blinked. Basically, he said. I mean, I guess. So, how is it a major favor? I asked. That's pretty par for course. Well, he blustered, flushing. It could be dangerous, if I'm right. You might be, you could get in serious danger. Do you understand? It's hard to understand if I don't even know what you found, I said. His face scrunched up, tongue-tied. Sorry, he said. It was silly, don't worry. No, I said. No, I didn't mean it like that. Don't be ridiculous. Text or call and I'll be there. We're friends, Noah. Right, give me just a second to grab a drink. Dicus magnificus, perchance. An intriguing first chat. How are you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'll call you Magnus. Is that okay? Or I guess I could do Magnificus. Sword, your sub ran out. Gonna have to wait till I can afford some. Oh my gosh, Sword, you don't have to go for the tier 3s. Aw, thank you for the follow, Sir D. All right, we'll go with Sir D then. Thank you for the follow. You're a most peculiar one, you know that? But Sword, you don't have to go for the tier 3s. I don't even offer like special benefits. You know, I do appreciate all of your guys' support though. I just want to make sure you liked. Aw, thank you, Sword. I just want to make sure you guys don't spend more than your secure spending. Non-binary people immune to the curse, Panax, you dork. No sleep stories, you like horror gothic tales? Okay, gothic tales are pretty good as well. Are you talking like Poe type of gothic? Alright, let's continue. Where was I? He brightened up, especially at the word friend. I think he doesn't have many. I get it, it's nice to be acknowledged. Thank you, he said sincerely. And then he was back in his own apartment. I saw him once more that day, a bit later, lugging out a box. He waved. "Supplies," he shouted, pointing at the box. I gave a thumbs up before retreating back inside. I was maybe regretting my promise a bit. It couldn't have been anything real he found, but still, what if he got in trouble with, I don't know, some sort of criminal? But it was too late for second guessing. I had promised. If he texted, I would be there. Serdi, Poe, Becker. I don't know that second one. I don't know Becker. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation. Shelley. I need to reread Frankenstein. It's been a long time. Interesting. Okay. Oh, sword. No, you can't use Spanish. Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting Spanish. Yeah, I guess I can see Spanish. I was kind of assuming like French or something. I'll have to look into him. I'm a little curious. Oh, you're Spanish too? Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. We like to see notable people from places that we live in. It gives us a bit of pride in our locality, regardless of whether it's like a town or a country. You know, it has a special place for us. That meant I had to stay in for the day, which was fine by me. I curled up on the couch and watched Netflix on my laptop until 9 p.m. when my phone dinged. Noah had texted me an address. Seriously? I thought. It was dark outside. I was lazy and maybe a bit scared. Only a little bit. At first I was slow to get up and fumble for my keys. And then I had a moment of clarity. Thought, why the hell are you dragging your feet like this? Noah could be in real danger while you're lollygagging like this. So I grabbed my coat, bundled up. It's cold in the winters here. And then I took the elevator down and headed to my car. Except there was someone right there, leaning against the hood. A strange, indistinct figure. My breath caught in my throat. I stopped and stared, and he stared back. "You're not ready," said the man. I gripped my keys tightly. In the moment, I genuinely thought I might vomit. "Get off," I wanted to say. "Get away." A deep, perverse sense of wrongness had filled me. Something sick wriggled around in my stomach. Instead, I said, "What do you mean?" It was barely a whisper. The question seemed to annoy the man, which in turn terrified me. "You haven't prepared," he said, as if a change of phrasing would help me understand. I started to inch forward again, feeling as though I was stepping through molasses. Part of me wanted to stop. If a crazy man attacked me, I would lose. And would he really just let me get in and drive off? He seemed so serious and menacing. And besides, there was a sense of otherworldly unease which his presence dredged up. The other part of me whispered, "You promised Noah." And I continued on. "Are you sure you want to go there?" he intoned. I stared. My tongue felt leaden. I was petrified. What the fuck was I supposed to do? He was actively barring me now in front of the car door. Slowly, I nodded. The man gave me a look up and down. Then he turned and left. I couldn't describe his appearance now. It's strange, the details are so fuzzy. I can barely recall my own actions at the moment. From first catching sight of him to when my nod broke the spell. Even right after, sitting in my car and calming down, still jittery. I couldn't remember a thing about what he looked like. And now, trying to make sense of what happened this evening. Okay, maybe I should have listened to him, but how could I have? And what would it have done? Would have done nothing. He knew something was happening. Should have at least steeled myself, listened to his cryptic warnings. But now I wish I had stopped him, begged him for his help, or at least to explain what the hell was going on, who he was, but it's too late for that. I couldn't have known back then. I was still shaken by the time I arrived to the address Noah texted me, a warehouse by the edge of town. I hesitated. But a promise is a promise, I reminded myself. Find him. And I dragged myself out of the car, one foot in front of the other. Same sense of wrongness which I felt with the man had returned. The building swam in front of my eyes, eerie and looming in the darkness. Probably in the daylight, too, to be honest. It was abandoned and run down and certainly uninviting. The door had been boarded up, but someone had pried off the boards. Noah, I thought, grimly staring at the crowbar. Tool from the box. At least, I was certainly at the right place. For the record, my phone was at 30% at the time, so I was hesitant to turn on my phone flashlight. But a few paces in, and the claustrophobic darkness meant I had no other choice. The beam cut through, but only a little bit. I could see only a foot or so in front of me. Dust mites swarmed through the air. I coughed. Why had Noah disturbed this place? What had he been so convinced he had found? And what happened to him? I screwed up my willpower, weighed my options. Either I could continue into the darkness, terrified for my life, or I could shout. Maybe something would find me, but realistically, nothing was here. Noah had gotten lost or trapped and panicked. He was just a nice guy, not cut out for exploring boarded up places, right? Still terrified me. Prospect of making noise and drawing attention to myself. Dug my fingernails into my palm. "Noah," I yelled. "Where are you?" My voice echoed up back at me. "Where are you? Where are you? Where are you?" I took another tentative step forward. Maybe he had already found another way out. Had to leave his phone behind, couldn't contact me. I almost turned around and headed out. I was so hopeful. "Ange," I heard distantly. "Hurry up." Well, that was that. And hurry. I took off at a half jog, sweeping my flashlight in a broad arc. Nearly every room was boarded up. Something brown-red encrusted swathes of... Is it swathes or swaths of wall and floor. I shuddered reflexively and kept my phone tilted straight ahead. Some things were better not to know in the present moment. And then I saw the light glinting off beady eyes in the corner. I don't hate rats. I had a pet mouse when I was a kid, actually. And I know rats aren't the same as mice, but whatever. I had a soft spot. I wasn't some sort of scaredy cat. But in that moment, the shock was enough to make me drop my phone. I wearily bent down to pick it up, and something ran over my hand. I gave an undignified shriek, reeling up. At least I had grabbed hold of my phone. I shone my flashlight back where I had seen those beady eyes, but the creature was gone. hadn't been looking at me, I think, especially with hindsight, still freaked me out. "Ange," I heard again, louder this time. I was getting closer, and the warehouse was proving to be more of a labyrinth than I had expected. I rounded the corner. "Where are you?" I called back. No response. Then, a sharp, piercing scream. My mind went blank. I was so afraid I could hardly think. I thought I might piss my pants, to be honest. Never done that before, but I could only imagine if any situation was right for it, this would be it. Somehow, I continued to move forward as if by autopilot. And that was how I found the staircase. Up or down? I stared at the two options vacantly. Down, I thought. I wasn't sure where this sudden conviction came from, but I somehow knew that what I was looking for was downstairs. I just wasn't sure what I was looking for anymore. So I headed down, clinging tight to the rickety banister. My other hand clutched the phone, knuckles turning white. Then the stairs turned. You know what I mean, when the stairs go one direction, then suddenly 180 degrees the other way, still headed down. And so I turned and paused. I saw Noah perched on a table. Below him, a teeming horde, a horde of hundreds of vermin, armed with sharp little teeth and claws, but more importantly, numbers. A horde of rats and mice and cockroaches and ants. And I thought I saw a rabbit there too. A crow flying at him from above, which he wildly batted away with his torch. Dead battery, no light. And I saw how the table was unbalanced and not on solid ground, probably hadn't been for a while, teetering back and forth against this giant mass under him. I saw his phone tip down from the table, the weight crushing a few of the animals, but countless others swarming to take their place. And how the table was tipping, and he was tipping with it, and he was clinging to the table's edge, but he had to fight off those birds who swooped in from above. And even without that, he was sliding down, and there was no way he could possibly keep his balance. And he was so far from the stairs, practically in the center of the room, just dead smack in the middle of the throng. "Oh my God," I gasped. Sorry, excuse me. Gonna grab a drink of water real quick. Okay, let's continue. "Oh my God," I gasped, stumbling backwards, incredibly nauseous, so terrified that the words had slipped out without me even thinking them, a gut response. He turned to me, Noah I mean, and there was an emptiness in his face, a hopeless despair. And I saw a brief light of hope as he saw me. I saw him open his mouth to say something, and I don't know what. I saw his grip loosen just a bit, and I saw a particularly vicious jerk of the table, and I saw him tip all the way over. I saw the teeming horde close over his head, and I saw hundreds upon hundreds of beady little eyes turn to me. I think you know what I did. I didn't scream, didn't flail. Self-preservation had taken over. I was moving on some greater instinct. I was moving faster than I thought possible, up the stairs, back through those winding hallways, all the while conscious of a scritching behind me, getting closer and closer because no matter how fast I was, they were faster, and all I had on my side was that slight head start. I ran and ran and ran to my car, got in, slammed on the gas pedal, looked into my rearview mirror, and saw a mass of vermin swelling up behind me like a wave, headed in a mindless pursuit. I am a coward, or I'm a normal person, and of course the normal person would be scared. And Noah, whatever fate I left him to, is... I kind of don't want to think about it, not even to speculate. But I suspect I won't have the freedom to ignore reality. I'm typing this out on my computer and keeping my phone as far away as possible. I do that because I got a text a few hours ago after I had already gotten home and was curled up in bed, willing that what I had seen had been just a dream or a hallucination, or maybe even a prank. It was that text, in fact, which made it clear to me that I should, in fact, trust my own eyes, that I had to trust my own eyes. A text message sent from Noah. Why did you leave us? I owe it to Noah to figure out what happened. I promised to help him, and I ran away. But more importantly, if I don't figure this out, I'm next. The end. I liked it. I didn't love it. What about the people going missing? What does that have to do with the rats? I'm wondering if the vermin were all the people who went missing, and the people who go missing just become part of the horde. So what I'm getting from this is Noah was the guy who went missing, and Ange, assuming our main character is a girl, because that was... I've seen men named Ange as well, but I'm thinking it's more likely that our main character is a woman. She was supposed to go with him. I do want to know more about the guy blocking her from the car, though, because that's really intriguing. Yeah, so that's my take on it, Rain. And honestly, after a while, I had kind of forgotten about the two people missing until it got to later in the story again. You don't know how to feel what's going on in this. It was definitely odd. I feel like it didn't give us enough, like, I'm totally okay with it not giving us answers, you know, that's what makes mystery interesting. But I think it should have given us a little more with the vermin, because that just seemed so random to the point where it wasn't creepy because you're trying to figure out what the deal is with it, you know? I did like it though, and I would like to see maybe a sequel. I think could go over pretty well. Sir D, not a normal person. Is he a flat earther or a Scientologist? Could be. But yeah, I'm thinking the people who go missing just become part of that horde somehow. How that would be, no clue. Fan, you like that they focused, that the main character's motivation was helping their first friend. Yeah, like, this is, you kind of get some of those, unsavory, I suppose, vibes from them at the beginning. Like, I never hated the main character, but definitely thought, oh, they're kind of, off-putting. But, like, they did genuinely care about this friend they made, and I really like that. Rain, it really did kind of come. It did, yeah. They make you crazy. What makes you crazy, Sword? So, oh no, were we Tom Cruise, Sir D? So which town is creepier then? I liked this story better overall, I think. I think the other one had a better premise, a better foundation at least. I think the other town is creepier though, because this one seemed more or less normal until, like, except for the people missing, So I'm gonna go with, oh my gosh, Sword, are you talking about the rats? Oh my gosh. But yeah, that other town, I would be much more afraid to live there than here, I think. But what do you guys think? Which small town did you think was creepier? This one or the last one? Hi, Shadow. It's good to see you. I'm doing good. We read some fun stories today. We had a really nice Fireside Creepypasta tonight. The other one was definitely more eerie. Somebody bonk Sword. Such a dork. But that's gonna be our time for today. Let's find someone to raid. I hope you all enjoyed. No, Derpy, don't engage. Goofballs. Yeah, let's find someone to raid. I'll put you all on the ending screen. I hope you all had a wonderful time listening to these stories. It was really nice to get back to the narrations. We spent, wow, was it 3 weeks? 'Cause we had 2 streams where we did Mothmen, and then I think, yeah, I need to get a bonk. I think there was a Sunday where I didn't stream for some reason or another. Maybe it might have been my brother's birthday. Anyway, yeah, it had been a while since we did our Fireside Creepypastas, so it was nice to go back to it. Yes, thank you all for popping in. Mugger, Astral, don't know if you responded, but what do you think of the name? I think it's very silly, but if you enjoy it, you go for it. Okay, let me see. Who do we have to raid? Ooh, Sniper's playing Phasmo, and I don't think I've ever gotten to raid Sniper, actually. So let's go ahead and raid our very own Sniper. Mugger, do you know if Sniper's gonna still be on a while? He's not planning on getting off imminently, is he? Let me pop in here. 18 plus, so heads up.
Let me try something.
Sounds good. Oh dang, oh my gosh, he has been streaming for so long. Alright. Oh, trying to beat a stream record? And what's the record? Alright, you guys, we gotta go keep Sniper company. At least for a little while. I'm gonna have to eat some food. But, let's pop in, watch some Phasmo with Sniper. Sniper 1729. Okay, let's get that raid going. $17.29. Alright. There we go. Who's Chris Kyle, Sword? Being very random today. Thank you, Nate, for giving me a script. Rest easy, everyone. Take care of yourselves and each other. Eat good food. Drink lots of water. Treat yourselves and others kindly like we deserve. Oh, Americans. Okay. Yeah, that's why I didn't get that reference. Wait, did I start the... Wait a sec. Did the raid not go? Oh, I didn't press enter. Oh my gosh. I didn't type raid. Oh my gosh. Professional streamer, by the way. Sniper 1729. Let's try that again. Alright, y'all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And go have fun with Sniper. Eat good food. Drink lots of water. Be good to yourselves and each other. I love y'all very much. Alright. Bye.